Family dinner, my sister introduced her new boyfriend, and for some reason, they all kept staring at me. When he asked what I do for work, my mom cut me off. Don't embarrass us. Everyone laughed. My sister added, maybe lie this time, so you don't sound so pathetic. I just smiled until their faces went pale. I didn't even want to go to the dinner. My family has this tradition of using me as a punchline for every joke. I'm the unambitious one, the one who didn't make it. My sister, Sarah, is the golden child. She's a corporate lawyer who wears her salary like a badge of honor. My parents treat her like royalty and treat me like a stain on the rug they forgot to clean. We were sitting at a high-end steakhouse. Sarah had just introduced her new boyfriend, Julian. Julian looked like he walked out of a GQ magazine. Expensive suit, polished watch, and an arrogant smirk that told me exactly why Sarah liked him. The table was filled with the sound of clinking silverware and my mother's forced high-pitched laughter. So Julian is a senior VP at Blackwood Holdings, my mom announced, beaming at him. A real mover and shaker. Julian nodded, leaning back. It's a demanding role, but someone has to keep the engine running. Then his eyes landed on me. He'd been staring at me since we sat down. It wasn't a friendly look. It was a look of, what is this guy doing here? So, what about you? Julian asked, swirling his wine. Sarah says you're between things. I opened my mouth to answer. Actually, I don't embarrass us. My mom cut me off instantly. Her voice was sharp, a public warning disguised as a motherly nudge. The table went silent for a second before my dad chuckled. He's in consulting, my dad said using air quotes, which is code for living on a prayer. Everyone laughed. Julian joined in a short, sharp arc of a laugh. Sarah leaned over, patting my hand with a look of mock pity. Maybe lie this time. So you don't sound so pathetic, okay? Tell him you're a dog walker or something. It sounds more professional than whatever it is you actually do. I felt the heat crawl up my neck. I looked at my plate, watching the grease congeal on my sake. I just do my own thing, I said quietly. See, Sarah mocked. So mysterious, so brave. Julian leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. He seemed to be studying my face. Wait, Julian said, his voice losing its arrogant edge. What did you say your last name was again? It's the same as Sarah's. My mom snapped. Why? Julian didn't look at her. He was staring at my wrist. I had pushed my sleeve back slightly to check my phone. That's a Protector 5270p, Julian whispered. The table went dead, silent. That's a $300,000 watch. My mom scoffed. It's a knockoff. He bought it at a flea market to feel important. I didn't say a word. I just pulled out my phone and laid it on the table. At that exact moment, the restaurant manager approached our table. He wasn't looking at my parents. He wasn't looking at Sarah or her VP boyfriend. He bowed slightly toward me. Mr. Sterling, the manager said, his voice trembling with respect. I am so sorry for the delay. The kitchen has prepared the private reserve vintage you requested. We've also finalized the paperwork for the buyout. My mother's fork plate with a loud clack. The be-out? What are you talking about? I looked at the manager and nodded. Thank you, Marcus. Put the entire tables tab on my corporate account and make sure Julian's firm gets the invoice for the consultancy fee I'm about to charge them. Julian's face went from tan to ghostly white in 3 seconds. Mr. Sterling? Julian stammered. As in Sterling Vance Global. I finally looked him in the eye. The firm that just acquired Blackwood Holdings this morning, which makes me your new boss's boss, Julian. I turned to Sarah. She was frozen, her mouth